you know, because they wanted to be with Uncle Carl. And they lived rent-free. I ain't charge them nothing, you know, because that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be around me, you know. And what? Man, this little kid right here, man, he was like a mentor to me, a mentor. Because he was like my pop right there. He was like, when he talked, you just shut up and listen. Because see, that's what he did. He talked knowledge to you, and you understood what he was saying. He talked positive things to you, and you know, and it make you feel great. Make you feel great when he talked to you, you know, like that. He wasn't only a nephew, he was a son, he was everything to me, man. And I miss this man. And, you know, I don't know how y'all feel, but I'm feeling some type of way. So forgive me.
It's all right, man. It's all right. Okay. Go on, big bro.
So forgive me some type of way I'm feeling, but that was my little man right there, man. That was my little man. Whenever, you know, I was getting ready to do something dumb, that boy talked to me like, don't call, no, don't call, no, don't go shoot that boy, Uncle Carl, that ain't right, that ain't right. And, you know, and I had to listen to him, and he guided me, and he might not feel, and he's way younger than me, you know, like that, and he guided me, you know.
Careful, baby. Statute of limitations. Careful now.
Man, that was my man, man. That was my man. I love him. I'm going to miss him. And you know, he'll always be forever in my heart. You know, always forever in my heart. And God bless him. And Mom and Pop, too.
All right. That's all right.
It's tough. Piggyback off of what Carl just said about how inspiring Little was to him. The reason he was that inspiring to Carl is because of the soldier in his daddy.
That's right.
And the soldierette in his mom.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? I wrote a little something, but my nephew like it when I keep it raw, so I'm going to stay straight. Not only is he a soldier,
yes, sir,
son of a soldier, he's an undisputed champ.
Oh, yeah.
And what I mean by that is, to those of you who didn't know, Little wasn't promised last year.
Right. Go ahead.
You understand?
Yeah.
Last year.
Come on.
So a little over a year, the doctors was coming, telling us all different types of things.
Yep.
This man been in and out of hospitals. You can't imagine the pain, the suffering. He hated going to them hospitals. Needles, the doctors, all of it. He hated it. But every time he went there, he knew it was a fight. And he beat it.
Right.
Day after day, week after week. He fought all the way to the end. So don't think that he gave up and say that he was tired. He kept fighting. He wouldn't retire to man. That's the doctor. You understand what I'm saying? He retired to the Almighty. That's why he's undisputed. You understand? So he fought. Only would take that belt off for the Almighty.
That's it.
Just like Carl said. That's my man. And real quick, I'm going to give you something. He's an unlicensed tractor trailer driver. Okay? I'm going to speed it up real quick so I can help you out. Little said one day, said, Uncle, I want to go with you one day. I said, what you want to do? He said, I want to travel. I said, that's fine. We can do that. I said, but first you're going to learn how to read a map. So we got into Kentucky, and I told Little, well, we got to go in about an hour. You got more than enough time, because I showed you what you need to know. Little was still stuck on the map, so an hour was over. He said, Uncle, I can't figure it out. I said, well, I'm going to go back and take a nap. You figure it out. We can leave, because I know you want to eat. Okay? Little came back, let me nap for about 10 minutes, and said, this is how we got to do it on A, B, and C. I said, my man, let's drive. So we drive down the road, and I see him keep peeking at me. He see me shifting the gears. And he said, oh, I'd like to do that one day. It's a true story.
It's all right.
Go ahead, man.
Walk that walk.
I put the truck at cruise control. I got out the seat, held the steering wheel. I said, nephew, sit down. And he looked at me with that smile. And he held that steering wheel. And he drove that truck. He said, home, how am I going to know if I'm doing wrong? I said, when you hear them big horns, you're doing wrong. He didn't get no big horns, baby.
It's all right, boy. It's all right. That's all right.
First, let me say, Little. Me and Little, basically, we suffer from the same thing. We ain't suffering, but diabetes is no joke. Little, where I don't care if Little was on his sick bed, Little will call me Aunt Janine. How you feeling? And I would say, Little, I'm fine. How you feeling? Like Anthony said, they told Little last year, you only had 6 months. You know what he told me, Aunt Janine? I'm going to be at that wedding. I promise you. I promise you. I'm going to be at that wedding. You want Uncle Steve's wedding. And when he came through that door, and like it brightened my day to see my nephew walk through that door like he promised me. When I got my permit last year, he said, Aunt Janine, when you get your license, I'm going to be the first person to ride in that car with you. I promise you. I promise you. Oh, my God, my nephew. And I'm going to tell you, I always say, you're my favorite. And that's why it made it my favorite, because no matter what he was going through, he made sure he would call me and say, are you okay? And he would be worried about everybody else and not be worried about himself. And that's what makes him my favorite. My favorite. I love him. I love him so much. And I always say, I might don't see you all the time, but you know I love you so much, so much. And I just thank you for being there, being at that wedding with me. I just appreciate you just being the person that you are. A beautiful man, a son, everything. And I just thank his mom and his dad and his sister for sticking by me. They stick by me like glue. Not only is he the baby, but they treat me like I'm a baby. And I just so appreciate them sticking by me. I love you, and I love y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. And I just, real briefly, I just wanted to say to John and Colleen, job well done. Job well done. It's an example that I'm going to follow mine. A job well done. I love both.
I did too. I got a note. I got a letter, and I forgot.
I just wanted to read this that I wrote. It's called God Saw You. It says, God saw you getting tired, John, when a cure was not to be. So he wrapped his loving arms around you and whispered, come to me, son. You didn't deserve what you went through, so he gave you rest. God's garden must be beautiful. He only takes the best. And when I saw you sleeping that day, so peacefully and free of pain, I could not wish you back to suffer that again. That's my one. And then, this is a little letter he gave me back in 2004 in February. He had wrote it to me. He gave me a little bear with it and everything. And he said, I'm going to give you this, Miss Betty, and I want you to read it. And I said, I'm going to keep it. And so it says, Dear Miss Betty, I hope you like the bear. It is true, though I do love you, and you always find a way to make me feel at home. I think you are a major part of why me and kids stay together. You are a wonderful and wise woman, and you someone to look up to. You open my eyes to a lot of things, like church. Me and Kia both love you very much, and I know things are be getting hard in here, but I feel like family, and I got your back. Then he said, next year, I'm going to buy you a big ring. Ha ha. This is the paper. It is all old and tore up and everything. And I showed it to him in the hospital. He just smiled and he said, you still have that letter? Oh, yeah, I do. I'm going to read it. And I love you so, so much. Amen. I love you, sweetie. You just rest. Right now, you rest. And loving arms of the Lord, you just rest.
How y'all doing? My name is Primo. I've been knowing John and Colleen Little all my life. But when they was kids, I seen them both. But I have another driver story that can't outdo his uncles. I had to write it down. For those of you who know me, my name is Primo. If you know John Jr., you know me. I can tell by his attendance. I think he was the best designated driver ever. He earned his points on the roads in the county and city. And they noticed he did not hesitate to take anyone anywhere. Most time for me, it was to get sodas. All the family knew. No matter how expensive the car was, his uncles had faith, and he would take care of it. Happy day for me and his father was when he became of age. We didn't have to leave the house to go get no sodas. They gave him cash or a bike card. Little knew outstanding order for Pop and Aunt. Although I think he took a little current charges. Little knew. That's why he say, Pop, Mom, y'all be strong and sis. I'm gonna be right there with y'all always.
Hello, family, and love you all.
Love you too.
Little, I haven't had the chance to tell you thank you for the success that you've made happen for me. A couple months ago, I was on Facebook, and I stated that trying to complete this PowerPoint to present to Baltimore City for my company, it was so stressful for me. And on his weekdays, him laying in that bed, Little got either on the computer or on his phone and created a PowerPoint for me and sent it to me. I did a little twerking with it. He also stated I could go to Uncle John about to help me with it. I didn't want to worry and bother them. But to say this again, Little, thank you. November the 3rd, I received my certificate from Baltimore City and officially contract me for Baltimore City and Baltimore County Schools under Family School Services. Thank you, Little.
We have one more. I think the shock of it all just won't let me remember all the things I've been through with my nephew. But my son is away in school in Nebraska, and he wanted me to get up and tell Little. My son said Little was so proud of me being here, and it was hard for him to adjust. But now he's okay. He knows Little is watching him. My son asked me to let him know that he's going to make him proud because he knows he's still watching him.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up right there. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Mike Jr., just in case anybody didn't know. This was my my road dog, and him and I hung out a lot. One of the many stories that we had together was when he taught me how to ride a bike. And I went over Uncle John's house because I didn't know how to ride a bike at the time. And I borrowed my cousin Dominique's bike. Her bike is pink, by the way. And I would ride all up and down the street. And I wanted to go to the store with him. And he was like, Mike, I'm not riding to the store with you on that pink bike. And I was like, dude, I don't know how to ride any other bike. He's like, I'm not going to the store with you on that bike. Needless to say, he rode like about a good 2 blocks ahead of me, but we still went to the store on that pink bike. I came up here to thank him because the last time we had this conversation, I was sending him little gifts and stuff, and I told him I was going to get my comedy club together. And I told him that I was going to save him a seat because we was going to sit up there and crack jokes. Last night was the opening of my comedy club. I still got your seat, buddy.
I'm going to be quick because I'm not real good at this. As most of y'all know, I went away to college a long time ago. And I stayed away because I'm not as strong and knew I couldn't handle it. And he knew too. He knew I needed to pretend like it wasn't happening. And so when he called me, he never sounded like he was in pain. He sent me videos because he knew I couldn't stand to see him. With IVs and cuts on his arms and amputations. It's not the way I wanted to remember. He knew I had to deal with it the way I needed to. And it took me a long time to feel like that was okay. And it took me a long time to realize that he needed to do life the way he needed to. Me and my brother grew up in the same house with the same parents. We're two very different people. I always tell him what to do, and he act like he was listening. But like I said before, I'm glad he did it the way he wanted to do it, the way he knew he needed to do it. And I'm very thankful that we got the parents we have. Amen. I just can't pretend like it's not happening anymore.
It's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Thank you, nephew. I think I'm gonna close this part out. Okay. I'll be brief. I've had examples, good and bad, of being a father, what a father should do. I use those examples, good and bad, to raise my children. What I wasn't given, and I found out, and I'm so glad I found out, is that And raising your children also raise you. You see, I couldn't be a father without a child. My children had expectations of me. I didn't know they would grow to have expectations of me. But when I found it out, I heard it. And I was going to give them what they expected of me. I'm the soldier. He's the son of a soldier. She's the daughter of a soldier. And my wife, she's the wife of a soldier.
That's right. Right.
We walk the walk. My son has proven that he has been listening all along. I don't have his strength yet, but I see it in his daughter. We already know that he's in heaven. He's made reservations. He's checked in. What we're doing right now is for us. It's for closure. And in closure, I hope that you take just a fraction of the strength that he's shown. Use that to help you walk the walk.
Right.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Sir, yes, sir. Walk for it. Amen. Yes, sir.
If a man speaks well of himself, you really don't know the trueness of that man. But when others speak, you really get a trueness of his character and who he really was. So the words that was spoken today, it was just a colorful depiction of who Little really was. He was caring, he was compassionate, he was giving, he was loving, he was selfless, and he honored and cherished his family. Next, we will have the obituary read by Nikisha Savoy.
John H. Williams, Jr., son of John and Colleen Williams, was born on February 22nd, 1984. He departed this life on Friday, October 31st, 2014, after a lengthy illness. John was educated by the Baltimore County Public Schools, where he earned his high school diploma. It was at John's weakest moments that he displayed his strength. His resolve for dealing with his condition became, to his parents, a shining example of the power of God. As his illness progressed, everyone began to know of the blessings that turned out to be the lessons in life. Values were rearranged, truths were laid bare. He began to speak more clearly of the importance of life. John would ignore his discomfort if it meant consternation for his loved ones. Earning rank in a position given him by his father, son of soldier. He really liked being called that. Although his frustration, his parents, they began to realize that he was mimicking their walk through life. Throughout his life, he tried to accommodate as many as he could with whatever he had, even when he had nothing left. He still tried to give his father at least one smile a day. John leaves his only sibling, Dominique Williams. He loved her so, and he expressed it often. He leaves his brother-in-law to be Kenneth Primo. So proud he was of his only child and continued honor roll student, Bree Williams. He leaves to help his grandmother, Virginia Fleming Pitts, who throughout his life for him is unchangeable with his mother. He leaves his grandfather, Ivan Johnson Sr., step-grandmother Janice Pitts, aunts and uncles, Cedric and Jean Turner, Ivan Johnson Jr., Michael Barnes, Paul Johnson, Craig Fleming, Jerry Fleming, Kenneth Barnes, Rick Barnes, Dante Barnes, David Barnes, Vincent Tucci, Alicia and Steve Burnett, Harriet and Atoma Ben Adam Moore, his godmother Gloria and her husband Kevin Marshall, and a host of cousins, close and very close friends. A figurative walk. I was taught to walk by my mother, my grandmother, my great aunt, aunts, uncles, and cousins. I was taught to firmly place one foot in front of the other, backing only to help another. I was taught to not stand idle, to keep it moving, stopping only to stand on my word. I was taught how to walk around obstacles or, in some cases, if necessary, walk over them. I was taught to run only when running was necessary, but that walking was preferred in order that all things receive their due attention. I was taught through I should always be walking towards something is just as effective when used for walking away. In my walk, I found a soulmate that walks with me, with my gait. We taught our children how to walk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have a solo by Donna Huggins.
You know, you hear the vows when a couple get married, says, what God has joined together, let no man turn asunder. When he joins you together, he joins the family together the same way. He blessed you with your babies.
Yes, he did.
You know, and you cover them. You take care of them. You know, Carly, I have to take my hat off to you. I've been in nursing for over 20-some years and never seen a parent do what y'all did. Val, my queen, my king, I salute you for a job well done. And all you done, you know who to call on and who to look to. You gotta forgive me for my words, but God didn't want us to complain because he said he had our back. He said he will cover you, he'll protect you, he'll guide you, he'll lead you. He wraps his arms around you and love you to no end. When nobody else did, he's there. But again, job well done. I've had some